Welcome back, Morangutans. Look at all these pretty markers. Arrtx sent me all of these. And the box it came in looks so cool. All of the colors you should be expecting on the back. Honestly, this is my favorite Arrtx product so far. But let's start the video. I'm dividing the page into 4 equal quadrants so that I can do 4 different styles. But we're only going to use these markers, and I went through and labeled every single one, so I have this as a reference for the rest of the video. Now let me tell you, I probably only used 20 of these markers, and this is a pack of 90. I haven't found a marker brand that has so many diverse colors. I also really love the brush feature on this. Obviously, if you've ever used any sort of markers with a brush tip, you should know what it is, but if you've never done it, it's amazing. It literally looks like a brush and feels like a brush. So before you plan on using any sort of brush markers, make sure you know how to apply pressure. The harder you press down, the thicker the line's gonna be. And the more gentle you are, the thinner the line will be. And since I have really shaky hands, it's kind of hard for me to have very straight, precise lines. But I'm gonna do my best in today's video to see what I can do. I don't have a lot of things about this brand that I don't like, and that's saying a lot because I'm very picky with what I choose to use in my videos. The one and only thing I think they could have improved on is adding a fine tip black paint marker. And that is just for the outlines, but that's just for me. I like my outlines to look very precise and the same width. There is so many different art styles that don't like that. So mine's a personal preference issue. But look at how perfect this skin tone matches for ash. I think what's super cool about these markers is, yes, there's 90 colors, but I was able to find exactly what I needed for this project. And that's all thanks to adding all of the markers on a separate piece of paper and labeling them. How do you think the first quadrant's turning out so far? Obviously, if you made it this far, you know I'm doing the first quadrant in the normal style. I'm just going to be drawing Ash Ketchum regular so you guys know exactly what he looks like and that we have a great reference for the rest of the video. After that, I'm going to try a different style I've never done before. And then I'm going to do 2 styles that you guys see a lot, but they're my most asked for styles. So you know I got to do those. So I'm finally getting into the outlines for Ash. And you can see that my lines have different stroke sizes. And that's because I'm adding pressure and multiple passes to add the line thickness that I want. Because like I said earlier, I am not good with being consistent with the pressure of a brush tip pen. But that's fine. It still turned out amazing. Let's move on to part 2 in today's video. And that's going to be the glitch effect. We've all seen that I can do it with Posca markers, but it's going to be 10 times different using these brush tip markers. Another thing that's really hard is to find the perfect color red. And let me tell you, Arrtxmarkers hit this on the spot. In my opinion, this red is what I've been missing from my collection. I spend so long looking for red paint markers and can't find any. I just love how vibrant the red looks. But anyways, now I'm gonna go through all of my red outlines and go to the other side of the outline and add all my blue outlines. Red and blue are the extremes of colors that we can see. Because of the change of wavelengths, they focus at different lengths in our eyes. So to focus on either color, your eye has to adjust its focal length, which gives it the 3D glitch effect. Still one of my favorite styles to this day. But one thing I didn't take into effect is the brush tip in this style. Now when I go through and add all my outlines, I'm messing up and making my lines too big. But that's okay. With art, you can change whatever you want, and nothing is technically messed up. So when I'm done with this outline, I'm just gonna redo all my red and blue lines. But I'm not gonna show that because I don't want you guys to focus too much on that. Right now, I'm gonna go through and add all of my red dashes going only one direction. And then when I'm done with that, I'm gonna do the exact same thing, but the opposite direction with the color blue. This is the final step of doing the glitch effect. You also don't want to forget to add those little white spaces in your drawing just to make it look a little bit more glitchy. Oh yeah, and we can't forget about Ash's eye. There is 2 different ways to fully get this glitch effect done. One, you can do every feature on the page, red, white, and blue glitch effect. Or for the smaller features, you can just leave black. Because for me, I think leaving the eyes, the nose, the mouth look better if you just leave it plain. Because if you try to cram all the colors into that small space, it's just not gonna look good. We are on to part 3, which is gonna be the new style I've never done before. And honestly, I don't know exactly what I'm trying to do. It's gonna be some sort of X-ray, but I went through and outlined the original drawing in pink, and I didn't know how much I liked that at first. I wanted to go for something a little bit like this. I honestly think that this idea is super cool. I just don't think I did it quite right. This is just me exploring different styles for different videos. So let me know in the comments if you liked it, and I'll keep it going. But honestly, I think what I'm missing is a darker background. Then I think that this could look so cool. And also, I'm not very good at drawing like skeletons. So let's add some shadows to kind of make it a little bit more 3D. I don't even know if that's a thing. Are X-rays 3D, 3-dimensional? I don't know. Who knows? But I think it's already starting to look a little bit better. The one thing that's a little hard with these markers is definitely blending, but it's also something I really haven't tried yet either. So I tried giving it a shot here and it worked a little bit. Honestly, just by adding a different shade of blue in there, I think it already is looking phenomenal. I kind of want to see what it will look like now with a darker background, maybe gray. No, you know what? Let's do black, but you don't need to watch that. So how did that turn out? Let's move on to the final part in today's video, and that is gonna be the drip effect. You can see I already have my sketch outlined, and I'm just gonna go through with my white marker to kind of erase the old outlines where I don't want them anymore. Now with your sketch, you wanna go through and add different drips in different areas too, not just around the outlines. I went and placed them on the jacket, the face, even the hair. Oh, and you see that red dot? I gotta fix this real quick. It's gonna bother me. Now when I add my blue over it, it's just gonna disappear. So we're good. Do you guys see all these markers I've used on the left side? That's it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different markers. And guys, there's 90. That's insane. At this point, I should have a color for anything I'm trying to do. I can't wait to keep using these markers. And I am very happy with the quality of them. One issue you will always find with the drip effect is trying to figure out exactly how to highlight and shadow them. But I'll explain it in today's video. You want to add some sort of shadow on only one side of the drips, right or left. I decided to add all of my shadows on the right side. And that's because my light source is coming from the left side, which will cause my shadow to then be over on the right. And then I added some highlights going in and adding little glares on each drip. And we cannot forget to add my signature. And thank you, Arrtx, for giving me these great markers. Before we finish, I gotta re-outline all of the original lines to give it that finished look. Now, if you guys want to purchase these markers, I'm gonna have links down in the description of the video. Go and get them on Amazon now.